doctors get paid on Medicare? Well, in general, most doctors accept what Medicare pays. So they agree to be a part of the Medicare system and to take whatever Medicare is going to pay for that service. And it's actually really low. No doctor, if you ever ask your doctor, no doctor likes how they are paid by Medicare. So most doctors confine a very small percentage of their practice to people on Medicare. That's why it's really hard right now to find a new doctor that's accepting patients on Medicare. So when you call and you're like, hey, I just moved, I need a new doctor, they don't go, oh, cool, we have openings. They go, what insurance do you have? Because they only want so many people on Medicare because they get paid so little. And a lot of doctors confine their practice to about 10% to people that are on Medicare and maybe 10% to people that are on Medicaid, because they're going to make their money on everybody else they call commercial, people that are on health insurance through their work or private health insurance. So if they accept Medicare, they can't negotiate with Medicare. You know, like a private insurance. If you get a knee replaced on Aetna, it's going to be different than if it's on Cigna, than it's on Humana. It's all over the board. It's private market. It's for profit. But on Medicare, the doctor has to take it. So if they're going to have a knee surgery, every doctor in the country that accepts Medicare is going to get that same amount. Now, some doctors say, hey, I went to school way too long. It's typically your high-price specialist. I went to school for 12 years. I have huge student loans, and I'm not going to accept this measly amount that Medicare pays. They can do that. They can opt out of what Medicare pays. They can agree to charge up to 15% more than what Medicare's fee structure is. So for example, if Medicare says we're going to pay $1,500 for a knee surgery, they can only charge 15% more. So it's not sky's the limit. They're still in the Medicare program, but they have opted out of direct assignment from Medicare. Now, Medicare has a couple levers, screws that they can push so that to try to get doctors to accept their amount, they pay them faster. But the majority of doctors in the country, they say, yeah, fine, we'll take what Medicare pays on their time schedule, their fee schedule. It's easier. But we'll only take a small percentage of patients in Medicare. The people that opt out are, in my experience, typically anesthesiologists, nephrologists, really in-demand experts. And more so in Florida or in some states where you have a larger retirement population, because they're going to have a ton of them and they can make a lot more money, 15% more per client. By law, if they do not accept Medicare assignment, they have to have it posted in their waiting room. So I always tell my clients that buy a Medicare supplement plan N, always check for that. Because if they could go in and out of that program at any time. If you buy a Medicare supplement plan N, you would have to pay that 15% if you went to a doctor that charged it. That's called Medicare excess. Now there are, I think, 9 or 11 states that don't allow Medicare excess. And that's another video. So check my videos below and you can see a lot more information on that topic. Now I said that Medicare pays 3 different ways. So one is just direct assignment. Most doctors do that. It's about 86% of all the doctors in the United States. So that makes it pretty simple. There's a small percentage, and that's why it could be misleading, that do charge that 15% extra, that Medicare excess. Again, they can't do it in certain states, but that could change at any time. So if the government next year says we're going to pay doctors a lot less, which they threaten to every year, then a lot more doctors could say, we're out. We're going to charge excess. We're not going to accept what the government pays. So that could change. Now, the third way doctors get paid, which I don't talk about very much because it's very few doctors, is they say, we're just out completely. Completely. We don't accept Medicare assignment. We don't do the opt-out for the extra 15%. We just don't accept insurance at all. Any insurance. No Medicare. You want to come? You pay the cash. This has become more popular in richer areas and wealthy communities. And it's also become very popular with psychiatrists. So I've had many clients complain. They're like, I can't get any psychiatrist that accepts Medicare. And that is kind of a trend that I am seeing. So they say, well, what can I do? And that's what you got. You got to either pay or you got to keep searching until you find one that does. Again, right now, there's not a lot of people that do that. We're seeing it mostly with psychiatrists, but that could be a trend. You know, I'm filming this in 2022. You might be watching this in a couple years down the road, and this is something that could be changing. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button. I put out one long video every week. If your family needs help with Medicare, call my family, themedicarefamily.com. If you like this video, you might really like this video. Check it out. And we'd appreciate if you subscribe to our channel so you never miss a great video. We put out one every week. Check in the description below this video for a link to our cheat sheet on Social Security and Medicare. And you can also give us a comment if you have a specific question. Always feel free to call us or email us at the Medicare Family.